Good afternoon, guys. Well, the parts come in for the Dana 30. Ordered them off Amazon. So there's the ring gear bolts, the seals. Now these are not Yukon bearings. These are actually Timkens. It states that in the description on Amazon. I thought they were actually made by Yukon, but come to find out that they're Timkens, which is a good bearing, one of the better bearings. So I went with the whole complete overhaul kit. It sends you with a gasket, Loctite, everything you need to put it together. But I wanted to show you all some things on these, show you all what to check for. Now, like I said in the last video, out here I found some metal shavings in this little notch down in here, and y'all can't miss this stuff. It looks like glitter, real shiny glitter, and you'll notice it. You'll notice it when you start taking brake clean and spraying it out and stuff like that to get all that gunk and stuff out of there. But check these crevices. Check the crevices. Check on the gears itself. Make sure that none of that stuff's in there. All that stuff, it'll tear your bearings all to pieces. It'll destroy a bearing. It's like taking a grinder to it. But I got new inner seals. I'll show you all in here. This kit comes with everything. Let's see, where'd I put the other one? There it is. Comes with the new inner seals. They're right here. So you just knock them out. You take something like a broom handle or something and gently tap them. And when you go in on the axle side, you want to tap them into the pumpkin. You don't want to try to force them out the other way. They set in there on a groove, and you've got to be easy and tap them lightly and get them out of there. But this setup, I like this setup because it comes with everything. It comes with your shims under here. We're going to be also pulling the pinion bearing out and replacing it. But these bearings, you want to make sure that they're turning smooth, which I know these are shot. I know they're shot because you can feel it when you turn them. You can feel the grit in your hand as you're spinning the bearing, and it sounds crunchy. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it sounds crunchy. You don't want that. This should be smooth as glass. You should be able to spin that bearing easily with no catching, no nothing. And both of them have a lot of play, and they catch. You can feel it. You'll see what I'm saying when you start doing it. But these has got shims under here. Right there is a shim, and they're shimmed. So what I've got to do is I've got to take these off and cut you a slit in the side of the bearing. Watch and do not get into this here. You don't want to get into your carrier. You cut down so far, and then take you a good sharp chisel and smack it, and this bearing should break off. It should just bust apart, and you can slide it off. It'll pop right off. Doing that, you're going to destroy this bearing. There ain't no way of getting this bearing off without destroying it. So what you've got to do, you've got to go to O'Reilly's, Avance, AutoZone, whatever auto place. Get a set of bearings, a new set, cheap set. It don't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Just get you a good set of cheap bearings. Take you a reamer and ream the inside of the bearing. Let's see if you want to take it. Get this stuff out of my way. Take it and go on the inside and hone it out, because they're a tight fit. New bearings are going to be, you have to press these on. They're not just going to fall on. So take you a reamer, a Dremel tool, whatever, and ream it out. Get it to where that bearing will slide on here real nice and smooth, but still kind of tight, just enough where you got to push it on. And that's where you're going to adjust the shims, because you can't do that with the new bearing. They have to be pressed on. You want this stuff tight. And you can get your shims right however far, and that'll adjust your cut on your teeth, on your ring gear and your pinion gear. I ain't really done much as far as marking this, as how it's cutting or anything. It's cut. I see that it's cutting good. When I had it in there before we took it out, I seen how far it was cutting down. So I know that's right, but I'm going to shim it up to my standards. It was in there tight, but it's not as tight as I want it. I want it good and snug. They shouldn't just fall out of your diff. They need to be a pressed fit. You should have to at least tug on it, if not pry it out of there. Some people, you know, they have to take something and pry it out, pry the carrier out of the housing. So we're going to do that. I'm going to work on getting these off. I got to cut these and get them off there. I've got to go to Advance or Rally's and get some new bearings, cheap bearings, to shim it up with, and I'll show you all that when I get them in. But I also want to show you these. If you look, you can see right in here where that bearing has been riding and the Babbitt's gone. You can see the gouges in it, and you don't want that. You don't want that in there. That'll destroy a bearing. That's your race. That's where the bearing rides. You don't want that in there. That's bad. That's a no-no. That one's really got some good divots in it. And they're shot. They're shot. We're not going to run junk. That's why Yukon's the best that they make, in my opinion. But this kit, it's a good kit. I like it. I'm satisfied with it. We'll see how it does. See how it does. I like how they even give you the bolts for the ring gear. So, all new seals, shims. So, I'll try to get that in there. I just wanted to show you all that. When you tear these diffs down, make sure that you don't lose none of this stuff. I know that the kit comes with the shims and stuff, but even these on your spider gears, they've got shims on them. All of them. All of them's got shims. So make sure that y'all don't lose none of that stuff. It's very, very easy to lose them little tiny things. You'd be amazed. Just like the pin that comes out of these guys. You don't want to lose that. You lose that, and then you can't put it back. And you're down until you can get a pin to put in it. But I'll make a video. I want to show you all the new ports come in and show you what I've got and what the deal is with this. So, and mark these. Even if you pull it out just to inspect, if you've been in some mud or deep water, mark these. Like I marked this for this race as D for the driver's side, P is passenger, You want to mark this stuff. You want it to go back exact same way that it come out. Even if you pull it out and it's good and you don't have to replace it, you don't find any metal shavings, and you're just pulling it out to inspect, mark it, label it. Get you a zip tie, even if it's a zip tie with a piece of paper tagged to it. Make sure that you mark these things, because these races wear to these bearings. So it's a mate. So, and I'm sure that y'all know this stuff, y'all do this sort of thing, but there's people out there that don't know, that's never done this thing before, and you've got to make sure this stuff goes back together the right way. You've got to make sure it's shimmed, and I'll show you all how to do that when I start to tear into it. I'll video it, show you how to shim this up and get it cutting good and set your backlash and all that good stuff. But I want to show you that the new parts have come in, and I actually got here kind of quick, to be honest with you, and they come with everything. I'm satisfied with that. We'll see how it works, but I got something special for y'all. I just want to kind of talk to you about this. Told you I would in my last videos. And another thing, when you start to tear these things apart, look at your gears. See if there's any teeth that's chipped or anything that shouldn't look right. This should look machine cut. They shouldn't be worn on one side more than the other. They shouldn't be sharp. If they're sharp, there's a problem. They should have a dull machine fit. Inspect in here, because that's where your axles go. It's where your axles lock into your spider gear. Inspect these. They should be machine precise cuts inside of that. I know it's hard to see. Ain't real good lighting in here. I'm gonna fix that. But make sure that none of them's missing. None of them's got gouges taken out of them, which I've already looked over these. These are good. So this is basically, we're just putting bearings in for now. When I get some finances, I'm going to be putting Yukon carrier and everything, and I'm putting Yukon everything in it. So, but I went and got the Jeep, a new one. Let's see. Got this thing. Dad's working on it.
These wires are old and hard as a brick. They need to be replaced. One or two short for probably original.
It's got an overheating problem.
Show them that
That's probably the reason why. But I bought this off from a lady that I work with, and we're gonna tear into it, figure it out. I'll make videos on it. But it started spewing everywhere. It even got up here on the hood. I think there's a hole in that radiator. I think it's got a hole in it and it's spewing everywhere. Another thing, kind of a tip, these caps will make them run hot. You got that kind of gunk in there, y'all need to get that stuff out of there. Flush it out, get it out of there. Because these caps, believe it or not, these caps will make it run hot. They will. If you've got an old cap that looks like this,
or not rated.
or not rated, like Dad's saying,
Rated too high.
they will overheat on you. And a lot of thing, another thing y'all want to check is this fan here. See, that one's loose. Them clutches in that fan, they need to be tight. They need to have resistance.
It's bad.
If they're spinning real easy, like this one, you don't want that, because it can't. It's not engaging. It's not pulling enough air to cool that. So check it out. You know, look over it. Check the belt. Make sure your belt's tight. You don't want them too tight, but you want them tight. Check the tensioner pulley. Make sure it ain't got no play in it. Check all that stuff. Your water pump, that makes a big difference. Make sure that your water pump bearing is tight. So this is a new one. We just got it. I just brought it home yesterday. So I can give you all a look around of it. It's all factory. There ain't nothing special, but it runs good. It runs strong. Transmission's tight in it. 4-wheel drive works. This is another one that we'll be working on. I'll be making videos on it. So we'll be doing, I know y'all didn't get to see that one when I put the headliner in it, but I will video this one and show you all how to do it, because God knows it needs headliner. That looks awful. So I'll show you all how to do it too. But I just want to make a video and tell you all about, give you all an update about that front diff. Let y'all see what I ordered for it, see what it takes to do it. But I've got to get my butt down to the store and get the stuff to do it with. Get the bearings and stuff, the cheap bearings. Like I was saying, y'all want cheap bearings to hone it out, to shim this up with. Because you're shimming how tight they go in here on both sides. You want that to fit tight, where you actually have to take a rubber mallet and tap it in. You want them to fit snug. Because if there's any kind of play in this housing, in that carrier, or on your ring gear or anything, you could chip teeth, you could break teeth off, it'll destroy it. You've got to make sure this stuff is right. So, and I'll show you that. I'll show you how to get them inner seals out. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I've kind of got some stuff to do, and I've got to go get parts. But we will definitely do it. I'll video it and show you all what I need, you know, what it takes to do this and what y'all need to do this stuff with. So, and like I was saying, maintenance. It's everything. It will save your stuff. See, if I'd have went out and started wheeling this thing, got it in the woods, and didn't know that metal was down in this divot, didn't know that them bearings were bad, and I like to travel. I like to go to different places. Didn't know and didn't inspect it, I could have got out there and tore something up. It's that simple to break stuff, guys. You've got to go over this stuff, grease it. Every time you go on a ride, grease it. If it's got a grease fitting, grease it and shove that old stuff out of there. Get all of it out of there. Get the mud and stuff out of there, because that will destroy these tie rod ends. Grease those. If you ain't got a greasable fitting, get you one. Put your greasable fittings on these things. As long as you maintain them, they'll last you forever. You've got to do the maintenance on them, or you'll be the one out there sitting on the side of the trail, and nobody wants to be that person. I know I don't want to be. When you break and you're fighting to get it out of the woods, and you don't want to be in that kind of situation. Definitely not. So go over these things, and I'll make a video on the tips and stuff to check on these things when you go out. So, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get my butt down there to the store and get the cheap bearings to make, and I'll show you all how to do that. Get them where I can shim that thing up and get them bearings pressed on. I'll make a video. I've got a press over here. I have to excuse my mess for a garage. But I'll clear all this stuff out. I'll show you all how to press those on there, and show you how to shim it up and all that stuff. I'm sorry for if I'm not too good at videoing. Like I said, I'm new at this. I'll try to get better at it, and we'll get to work. So I'll catch y'all later. I just want to do a video of the parts coming in, what it all consists of. Y'all can order this through Amazon. You can go through Yukon to order it, but it might be a little bit more expensive. I don't know. I ain't checked. I just seen it on Amazon. So you can get this stuff for Dana 30, and you can also get it for a Chrysler 8.25, Dana 35. They got all kinds of different options when you start to order this stuff off Amazon. So make sure that you're getting the right one for your Jeep. And this particular one that I got off Amazon will fit a high or low pinion. So that's a big thing, because I seen some comments on there when I was going through and reading the description and reading the comments on Amazon. This will fit both. This will fit both, high or low pinion. It will work. So y'all check that stuff. Make sure that make sure that you've got everything where it needs to be. If you tear these things apart, make sure you label it. Don't lose nothing. So, all right, guys, I'll catch y'all later. I'll make another video once I get this stuff ready to go, and I'll show you what it's all about. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.